I wanted to start with the shirt. Superman. What do you think about the James Gunn DCU? Everything's going on.
I mean, we'll see, right? I'm one of those people. I'm not going to knee jerk into. Some people will like watch a thing and hate it and think everything's ruined. I like to let stuff play out, so we'll see. We'll see.
I heard you talking about Green Arrow in the last one. Yeah. So, what do you want to see out of Green Arrow?
Let's see some gross gore. That I said I was a fan of Green Arrow because the comics were like more gory than anything else that I had available to me at the time. So let's see some cool. Let's see. Gore. Let's get creative.
Less, and I love the show. I'm going to preface. You have failed this city. Like, I loved it. I love Stephen Amell, but let's see a little more grit.
Yeah.
You also mentioned Warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know too much about it. I know it's popular in the UK, but Smo Joe I talked to recently, he said the same thing. He was like, I want to be in that. If I have like my pick at a Hollywood role, like that's what I want. So, I mean, this is going to go out on the internet. So make your pitch to Henry Cavill. Like, right?
Henry, there's no other female out there, and you're going to need, look, I'm not going to get into the female Space Marine argument because I actually am whatever about that, but you need female characters in the show. And there's no bigger badass Warhammer 40K fan than me. So let's do this. And I know the IP is important to you. I will stick true to the lore. I'm a big fan of sticking to the source material. Let's do this.
Fans really care about lore, no matter what you're talking about. Wrestling, Warhammer, your new T-shirt, and I have it right there. Mm-hmm. Do you have a hand in designing that? Is that something that somebody...
So I get to pick out of a bunch of ideas. I get to like narrow it down and then narrow it down again and then narrow it down again. Because
it looks like Anatomy of a Murder to me. A good, like a Saul Bass, like, no, I
don't know.
This question's an audience of one.
It could be. I'm not going to lie. It's not the original. So like I said, I get sent. I'm like, hey, what about, I like it. I say limb by limb all the time. What about that? And they're like, yeah. And then they send me, 20 ideas. And then I'm like, these 10. And then they're like, okay. And then we narrow it down to 5. And I'm like, this color on this one and this on this. And can you do this one on this one? So.
Okay. 2 more questions for you. The Submission Magician.
Yeah.
If you had to pick, it's more of a, character thing, plays off the Ace of Spades. But if you had to pick a magic trick that you would want to perform, do you have one in mind? Like, would you want to saw somebody in half? Would you want to do a card trick?
Yeah. I'm pretty, I like doing card tricks. So I'd stick to like an easy, if you asked me right now if I had a deck of cards to do a trick for you, it'd be like a 2 or 3 card Monty. Something easy like that. A little go-to.
Okay. Okay, I lied. I have 2 more questions now. Is it something you would ever do as an on-air thing, or do you want to like keep that as?
So in real life, I carry around a deck of cards, and it's like a fidget spinner sort of thing for me. Like I just fidget with manipulating and doing ways to shuffle and stuff. So I wouldn't, I've had it in backstages coincidentally. So it's not something I'd be opposed to.
All right, this is my actual last question. You recently responded, I believe it was WWE Germany. Somebody said you can't wrestle. You responded to that. Bullshit. I usually do a watch list feature. I ask for match recommendation picks from talent. Do you have a match in mind, or maybe a few matches that you would, sit somebody down and say, you know what, that theory is completely false. This is the one that proves it?
Of myself?
Yeah.
I think that a lot of my NXT matches, so my entire run with Kyrie, I think gets rid of that notion altogether. I think there's I had TakeOver 25 against Io. I think my cage match on NXT TV with Io. I think my title match I had with Rhea on NXT TV. There's a bunch. Just do a little bit of research. I'm like the only one on the roster that knows how to do a real double leg. Let's talk about wrestling.
Watch on Peacock, WWE Network. Go watch. You're wrong.